Good morning. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning here. Let's see if I can get this camera to be correct. Okay, so yeah, it's about 4 o'clock in the morning here. Yeah. Okay, this whole thing about singing when you're older. I guess I'm making a second video about this. I promised before in the first video that you'd be able to hear me singing my very first karaoke song. It took me a while to find it, but I finally have a copy of that, and I'm just gonna kind of sit here editing and making a video. It's not really my forte, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of sit here for a second, and then I'm gonna play this very first recording in the background and give you a chance to listen to it. And I'm gonna have to bump up the sound levels a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is kind of try and find some of the other subsequent recordings of the same song, because I believe I've sang Desperado at Star Maker maybe about 4 times. So I'm going to take the very first recording, let you listen to that. Then, of course, I've practiced things in between, tried to learn things in between, and then I'll find the second recording, talk a little bit and everything else, and we'll see if we can get all the way up to it, and then we'll build to the point where I will sing the whole song again. I'm going to sing it a cappella because of copyright issues, but then we're going to compare the very first recording to my latest a cappella version, and that'll give you an idea about how far I've come from beginning to now. And then I'm going to try and explain some of the things that I did in order to get there. And not being a vocal coach, not being a singer, not being an entertainer of any sort. This is going to be a dead start. If I went to music school or something like that, then I would probably have something to talk about more than this. But right about now, I'm just going to ramble on a little bit here and try and see if I can get this recording to play in the background a bit. So, have a listen. Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? You've been out riding fences for so long now. Oh, you're a hard one, but I don't know that you got your reasons. There's things that are pleasing you can hurt you somehow. Don't you throw the queen of diamonds, boy. She'll beat you if she's able. You know the queen of hearts is always your best bet. If houses been made, some fine things have been laid across your table, but you only want the ones that you can't get. Desperado, ain't no getting you younger. You're burning your hunger. are driving you home, and your freedom, well, your freedom, that's just a token of this world all alone. The feet go cold in the winter time. The sky will snow and the sun won't shine. It's hard to tell the nighttime from the day. You're losing all your highs and lows. And ain't it funny how the feeling goes away? Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? Come down from your fences, open the gate. It may be raining, but there's a rainbow above you. You better let somebody love you. You better let somebody love you. Ooh, before it's too late. Okay, so if you made it that far through, then you probably notice a few things. Yeah, I didn't have any smooth control over my voice whatsoever. It wasn't off pitch so much as it was just out of control. Anyway, the thing I wanted to talk about next is one of the reasons why it's not so out of pitch. uh, an advantage that you have that people don't talk about when they start giving you singing lessons or talking about age and everything else over, let's say I'm 60, and the advantage that I have over someone that's 20 years old is I've been using my voice, my speaking voice, for 60 years. The result of that is that my voice tends to be a little bit more modulated and baritonish. My thought processes control my voice inflections a lot more because, yeah, it wasn't training, but it was life. Life teaches you to speak in certain manners, especially if you have a profession where you do a lot of speaking. If you're a salesman or if you're a dad with lots of kids, you talk a lot. And you learn how to modulate your voice when you're speaking with children. And these small training sessions are not singing, but if you think about it, they actually contain the same structures of and dynamics of controlling your voice as you would if you were, say, a voiceover artist or a radio personality. And these things themselves, these things, voiceovers, and these can directly translate over to voiceovers, can translate into rapping, and rapping can translate into singing. So you're already on your way as an older person. You're already part of the way on the way of getting control of your voice. You're not a 16-year-old kid trying to control his adolescent hormonal influences, and you're not a 26-year-old that has high emotional content and has difficulty controlling that emotional content, and you break off every once in a while. One of the things I noticed that a lot of young singers, when they first start, they get discouraged very quickly, mostly because they just don't have control over their own voices. And I'm not a singer, but I'm a listener, and I can hear whenever your audience can hear that you don't have control over your voice, then you don't. There are a lot of singers that don't nowadays, and the result of this is auto tune. Because these singers lack control, they rely on autotune to snap their voice characteristics back into place. These out of pitch, out of touch things that you learn in the aging process. So yeah, well, I'm going to leave the links at the bottom of this video that show the progression from. I don't have a actual tape of my very first singing of Desperado. I just have the recording itself because StarMaker. I used a slideshow, and getting a slideshow from StarMaker into YouTube just doesn't work. So if you want to listen to that piece, then you have to, yeah, listen to this video again. But if you look down at the bottom there, yeah, you can hit subscribe while you're there. You'll see a list of YouTube videos. All of them are Desperado. The variance between me singing is somewhere between 1 month, anywhere from 10 days to 1 month in between each session. But I think there's like 6 of them. Go ahead, give them a listen, and then, yeah, well, I think I'm gonna leave you with maybe just a bit of. My voice is rough and very. I just woke up again, but I'm gonna try and since I have some paper here. I'm gonna end this by just singing a cappella, Desperado, without any music, so that I don't get any copyright problems. Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? You've been out riding fences for so long now. Oh, you're hard one. I know you've got your reasons. These things that are pleasing you will hurt you somehow. Don't you draw the Queen of Diamonds, boy. She'll beat you if she's able. You know the Queen of Hearts is always your best bet. Now it seems to me some fine things have been laid upon your table, but you only want the things you can't get. And that's that pitchiness that I was talking about that I like. I like that. I could sing that a lot smoother, but I'm not going to do that. Well, here, let's do it just so you get the difference between what I just sang. Don't you draw the Queen of Diamonds, boy. She'll beat you if she's able. You know the Queen of Hearts is always your best bet. Now it seems to me you know some fine things have been laid upon your table, but you only want the ones you can't get. That's softer and much smoother, but I like that. I like the way I did it before because it has a little bit more character to it. I like that weirdness. Let's keep going. Desperado. Oh, you ain't getting no younger. Your pain and your hunger is driving you hard. And your freedom, ooh, your freedom. Well, that's just some people talking. Your prison is walking through this world all alone. Don't your feet get cold in the winter time? The sky will snow and the sun will shine. It's hard to tell the night time from the day. You're losing all your highs and lows. And it's funny how the feeling goes away. Desperado, don't you come to your senses. Come down from your fences. Open the gate. It may be raining, but there's a rainbow above you. You better let somebody love you. Let somebody love you. Better let somebody love you before it's too late. Okay, so yeah, end of the video. Be sure to subscribe and listen to. No, if you're an older person, take a look at those other videos because I think that's more important than subscribing. I don't give a shit if you subscribe or not. But if you want to learn how to sing, I'm willing to give you tips on my progress so far.